Chapter 176, Compromise.Albarez Empire. The busy people heard the roar of dragons, which sounded like a thunderbolt from the blue sky. They quickly put down the work in their hands and looked up. On the sky, a black dragon covered in blood fled in front of him in embarrassment. A scarlet dragon was chasing after him. His mouth and claws were covered with blood, and the strong bloody smell came one step ahead of the figure. Dragon. It turned out to be a dragon. Could the one in front be the black dragon? Akulokya turned out to be a black dragon. But what happened to the giant dragon behind? It's actually chasing and killing the black dragon. How is this possible? Absolutely there is a problem. Quickly report it immediately, and organize soldiers to be alert to the battle between the two dragons at any time. There are still knowledgeable people among the residents. After seeing the black dragon in the sky, I immediately knew that this dragon is the black dragon that has lived to this day. At the same time, many people in the Albarez Empire saw this scene. Ha ha ha, hey how long are you going to run? It's been a week. Do you still want to run away? Honestly, stop and have a life and death battle with me. Let me kill you, or be killed by you. Dino was in hot pursuit. Such an opportunity is rare, and today he might really be able to kill the black dragon Akulokya. The two fought for a week. Although they were all covered with bruises and wounds, the black dragon Akulokya was actually more seriously injured. After all, Dino's strength was very strong. This is the real Albarez Empire. You all leave immediately. Just when the two were chasing and fighting, a few figures flew up from the ground ahead and intercepted in front of the two dragons. L'arcade, Wall, Nainhart, a member of the 12 Shields. Dino, who was chasing closely behind him, saw the appearance of the three figures in front of him, and it quickly rang out who these three people were. Akulokya did not expect that someone would dare to intercept his path. The roaring opening immediately was a breath of dragon. The 312 Shield members were instantly killed. This scene suddenly stunned countless people in the Albarez Empire. Their eyes widened in disbelief. Black dragon, red dragon. Before he could continue to escape, Zeref called softly from a rooftop. The two looked immediately. Black mage, help me kill this guy. The black dragon Akulokya charged towards Zeref with its jet black wings, and Dino smiled. Zeref, don't you want to kill the black dragon? Help me kill it now. You can see that he has no power at this moment. This is a great opportunity. Zeref looked at the black dragon Akulokya, and the scars on his body really shocked him. After all, in his impression, no one can beat the black dragon into this look. The result is now. But he felt that what the red dragon said was very right. This was indeed a good opportunity to kill the black dragon. Black mage, do you want your people to be buried with you? Stop this red dragon now, Akulokya said hurriedly. He opened his bloody mouth, and breathed continuously in it. As long as Zeref made any move on him, the breath would fall on the nation and shatter them completely. Although in my eyes, this country is like a toy game. If it is destroyed by outsiders, it will be somewhat unhappy. Zeref's face was dark, and he was angry at the threat of the black dragon Akulokya. But he has plans to use the country in the future. For the time being, the black dragon cannot be destroyed. Zeref, are you going to cover the black dragon? To be honest, it may be difficult to kill you, but it's not impossible. Are you sure you think clearly? Dino's dragon eyes stared at Zeref. Covering the black dragon is undoubtedly provoking him. Although Zeref's immortality is troublesome, but it's not too difficult. His power is absolutely beyond Zeref's imagination. Is it the red dragon Dino? Makarov is in 790 homes in my country. As long as you leave, I will let you take it with me. How about it? Zeref said calmly. After hearing this, Dino was silent. It was indeed impossible for him to watch the old man die. But the opportunity to kill the black dragon is also very rare. After thinking again and again, Dino turned back into a human body and landed on the roof. Thank you fairy tale or you'll die. The black dragon snorted and flew away. Don't be complacent. I'll crush you when my injury heals. People go. So troublesome. His Majesty the King of the Albarez Empire, is it okay to let the President of our guild go? Dino looked at Zeref playfully. Seems to be laughable about his empire games. The smile in his eyes and the corners of his mouth was sarcastic. Follow me. Zeref was unmoved and walked towards the location of the palace. Impressively, he wanted to bring Dino into the palace. Chapter 177, Rescue Makarov. His Majesty. As soon as I entered the palace, two women walked towards me. They all looked at Dino vigilantly, obviously knowing exactly what had just happened. Demaria and Brandish, aren't you in your own city? Zeref asked casually after seeing the two. I heard from my subordinates that there are two dragons in the king's appearance, so we hurried over for safety's sake. Demaria spoke respectfully. Zeref nodded. It was all right. You should go back to your own territory. The two women had no choice but to leave. However, before leaving, he still looked at Dino with a hostile expression, obviously quite uneasy about him. Dino ignored Demaria's hostility. Even for him, only Zeref in the entire empire can make him a little serious, and the others are really nothing more than that. To spell many subordinates, Zeref took Dino to the palace, where Makarov was a guest at this very moment. From the expression on his face, he was quite shocked by the news that this empire was Zeref, so he was a little restless. President Dino walked in and greeted President Makarov. Dino, why are you here? Zeref, if you want to hurt my child, I won't forgive you even if you die." Makarov was surprised. Random Trot stood in front of Dino, staring warily at Zeref. Maybe his strength is not enough to cause any injury to Zeref. But even so, he will try his best to protect Dino. "You go. Don't step into my country again, and wait well, soon the war will begin." Zeref didn't answer. He waved the order of expulsion, and started to declare war on the Fairy Tale Guild. "Let's go, old man." Dino smiled, grabbed Makarov's shoulders and disappeared into the palace. After people leave, Demaria and a group of men walked in. "Your Majesty, do you want to watch him hurt our people? 12 shields have already been killed. We should not stop there, we should crush them." "No, I hope your Majesty will agree to our request." Several subordinates complained bitterly. The death of their companions deeply stimulated them, and if it weren't for His Majesty's presence, they would definitely try to kill Dino. "You are not his opponents, and even I dare not say that I have beaten him. However, I believe that the Black Dragon hates him to the core, and then you just need to start preparing for the battle. As for leave Dino to me." Zeref was silent for a long time, and did not agree to go to war immediately. Instead, he already had his own judgment in his mind. "He's already made some preparations." "Yes," several subordinates agreed. After agreeing to come down, turn around and leave, and start the preparation exercise. Sky. The wind was howling, and Dino took Makarov towards the guild station. "You mean point to kill Akronia?" Listening to Dino on the Makarov road, he was also shocked by what he said. Akronia is the epitome of disaster and destruction, but it is also different to hear the news that Dino almost killed Akronia. "I didn't expect Dino's strength to be so powerful. Destroy Akronia." No one dares to imagine such a thing, but Dino can say it easily. "Well, if it weren't for Zeref's blocking, then Akronia would be dead. It's really a pity." Dino sighed. The proper battle was lost because of Zeref's intervention. "The next time you're trying to kill Akronia, it won't be so easy." "Thanks for your hard work." Makarov is also the president of the guild after all, and he quickly knows the cause and effect. "I am afraid that because he is confined to the Empire, Zeref will take hold of the handle, otherwise Dino will not let the terrifying enemy of Akronia." This time it was indeed his fault. Dr. Akulokya was seriously injured by me this time, and it is impossible for him to fully recover in a few years. Although I am also seriously injured, but I can use healing magic to heal my injuries, and it will be good for a month. Both the Black Dragon and Zeref must be killed. Their existence is too dangerous. Flying over the sea, Dino told the President Makarov about this. "But the immediate priority is to rebuild the guild, because only then can we deal with the people of Zeref. Pay attention to safety. Wait a year before rebuilding the guild." "It's impossible for Zeref and the others to prepare for the war. But 1 year is enough," Makarov said. "Although Zeref's country is going to war with Fairy Tale, it's not that simple. 1 year is already very fast." Zheng, Zhang can also use 1 year to let the people in the guild have time to grow. "I think so too. 1 year is enough to be impressive, which is also very important for us." Dino agrees. The 1 year in the original book really made everyone grow into a super strong donkey. So there is really no need to worry about rebuilding the guild. "Well, then get ready when you go back. I also need to visit some friends." Makarov no longer regards Dino as a helpless child. Today, he is enough to help the guild with many things. Some plans can be said, and everyone will discuss and formulate strategies in stages. "Good." Dino agrees. Chapter 178, The Alliance Between the Black Dragon Akulokya and Zeref. After a long flight, Dino took Makarov back to Magnolia. After putting Makarov down, he also walked towards the guild, and for a week, he didn't know if everyone had left. Come to the original site of the guild. It has been completely destroyed by the Battle of Tartaros. The dilapidated ruins are no longer as lively as the Fairy Tale Guild used to be. In the future, I am afraid it will become a place for many people to take pictures. Dino? Then came a soft call from behind. There was unbelievable suspicion and surprise in that voice, but also a strong complaint, which seemed to be angry. "Kana, long time no see. I thought you all left Magnolia, but you're still here." Dino turned his head, looking at Kana, who was still holding the jug. He also warmly stepped forward to say hello. "You guy, you know how to come back." Kana rolled her eyes angrily. Dino had to reassure her and apologize, walking towards his home in Magnolia. Arrive home. The servant Turtle Dove was also very surprised when he saw Dino. "Welcome back, Lord Dino." 790. She immediately stepped forward to help take off her clothes. "Hi Tilda." When taking the clothes, Dino gasped, and his injuries were accidentally affected. Caused him some pain. "It hurts." Dino took a deep breath, and a green light from his hands melted into his body. The god-destroying magic of the sky can heal the wounds of the body by itself, and it cannot be used externally. It is completely opposite to the effect of Sky Dragon Slayer's magic that heals the opponent and cannot heal the wounds on one's own body. After a while of treatment, my body feels a little more comfortable. During the week you left, everyone left in succession, and I originally planned to leave in the next 2 days. Lucy's house has also moved away. She decided to become a reporter. Erza went to the mainland to punish evil, and evil, Wendy and Carla went to the scales of the Snake Girl Guild. There are other people who are going their separate ways. While drinking wine in front of the table corner, I shared where everyone went for the past week. Dino also nodded when he heard this. He was not too surprised by the result, and after a little thought, he stopped thinking about it. Dino, do you want to rebuild the guild? There was a golden light in Kana's eyes. After leaving the guild, she has never had a stable source of income, and if she can't, she can only go to another guild. So she hoped that someone could rebuild the guild. In this way, everyone can be called together. After all, the guild is the home. Don't worry, rebuild after 1 year, and then you need to exercise and recharge. A year later, it's going to be a war with Akulokya and Zeref, so there's no need to call everyone too much. However, the notification is still required. Contact everyone in the past few days, set a date for reconstruction, and rebuild after the time. Dino thought for a moment before making the decision. 1 year is enough time for everyone to grow up. This time is a very sad time for everyone. So they need to be given faith. Okay, then I'll go find everyone in the next period of time to inform them. Kana didn't object. The battle situation of Tartaros also tells everyone that the strength needs to be improved, and 1 year is enough. Thanks a lot. After hearing Kana's words, Dino nodded in relief. It's okay, but don't want to sleep tonight. I'm getting slower and slower towards you. Kana lifted her hair and gave Dino a look. The atmosphere in the house also became lively, and even the turtle doves felt the inexplicable heat. Bgah, hee. Dino smiled without saying a word. Close your eyes and concentrate on healing your body. In a year's time, he needs to make persistent efforts to get rid of him next time he sees Akulokya. Inside a deep cave, it was silent, without any small animal activity, as if there was some terrifying existence inside. How miserable. Black Dragon. Zeref found here, came to Akulokya's eyes, and laughed at his broken arm and the hideous scar on his chest. Dark Mage, are you here for death? Akulokya stared coldly at Zeref in front of him, his body tense and ready to fight at any time. Don't be nervous, although I really want to kill you. A more dangerous guy has appeared now. Black Dragon, do you want to join forces to kill Dino first? Although I really don't want to admit it, but that guy's strength has surpassed us too much, and he is definitely not his opponent one-on-one. Zeref sends out an invitation. His plan for this trip was to join forces, and Dino's strength was too strong. Even he didn't want such an uncontrollable existence, especially the guy who prevented him from obtaining the fairy's heart, so he was willing to temporarily join forces with the Black Dragon. Ha ha ha. That stinky brat is a piece of shit. I will tear him apart after I recover from the injury, and let him know that I am the king of dragons. Black Mage, don't think I don't know what you think. Akulokya laughed arrogantly. Join forces? What a joke. He is the king of dragons. When does he need to join forces with others? It's so ridiculous. You are afraid. Zeref waited for Akulokya's smile. It took a moment to spit out a few words. Boom. Akulokya shattered the cave walls with a single blow, staring at Zeref with a sullen face. Joining forces is your only hope for survival. Remember to do it after a year. Zeref was too lazy to correct him. After saying the time, he turned to leave the cave, and he believed that the Black Dragon loyal to destruction would agree, because he doesn't want to die. Damn you all. Destroy it. Destroy it. You all destroy me. Boom boom boom. The lair of the Black Dragon Akulokya was shattered by the breath. He vented his anger, hate Dino and Zeref, and even all the other enemies. Chapter 179, The Great War is Coming! 1 year later, a building stands on the site of the original Fairy Tale Guild. There were people passing by the door constantly, propping up the scenery inside, and there were constant discussions about this. You exhibitionist actually left the guild. You idiot who spit fire. Didn't you leave the guild without any news? Looking for death? Come, prickly. 1 year has passed, and most of the members of the guild have grown into prominent figures. You can even hear a lot of their news during this time. Encounter the scorched earth in the forest, and see the eerie weather in a small village where it always rains. There are knights of justice in society. It's really lively. I didn't expect everyone who left that year to get together again. It's awesome. Lord Dino hasn't come out yet. Juvia misses him so much. Alala, I heard that the guild was built by him alone. He is really a reliable big boy. Man, everyone in the guild has returned, drank wine and happily told the interesting stories of the past year. On the guild stage, Dino's figure slowly came out. Everyone was very quiet for face, because they knew that Dino had something to say next. Welcome home. On this happiest day, we should have warmly celebrated everyone's return, but you should have heard a lot of news in the past year. On the continent next door, Zeref, His Majesty of the Albarez Empire, will launch an attack, and their target is our Fairy Tale Guild, so they have to put the celebration party to a later date. Let's celebrate after we have completely defeated the enemy. Dino glanced at familiar faces. Today is a good day, but unfortunately, the neighboring continent has already begun to march, so there is very little time for them. Although the war is very tense, It is still necessary to select the chairman candidate first. Era speaks. A guild must have a guild leader. It is inevitable that the war is very tense, but the identity of the guild leader is still important. There has been no news of President Makarov, and I don't know where he went. Do you know Lagos's? I don't know either. After disappearing a year ago, I can't get in touch again. I heard that it is still in the For Empire, but I can't find it. This is troublesome. Everyone continued to discuss. No one knows the news of the former President Makarov, and many times they can't find it at all. It seems that the identity of the chairman still needs you to be the leader, old man. Dino smiled, turning his head and jokingly behind him. He originally wanted to be the president, but looking at everyone's expressions, it seemed that he was only satisfied with Makarov. This will not forget to find him. I see. Makarov appeared and stood up again as the 8th president. Immediately, the people below were all ecstatic. They raised their hands and cheered enthusiastically, expressing their welcome to Makarov. Soon, Makarov told the story again. It also made everyone understand that Makarov had been secretly observing everyone's life during the past year. I didn't bother to see that it was so good in the past. And Dino also knew that this was not the time for him to talk nonsense, so he simply walked down from above and made a pile of women. Long time no see. Sweeping over the women who knew the bottom line in front of him, Dino was very excited. This year is like a century. It really passed quickly. The girls smiled and nodded, and after a simple conversation, they turned their attention to the stage again. The flowers. Oh, the Albarez Empire is trying to challenge our guild. This time, we are not trying to defeat them. It's to protect our home and let the enemy know the horror of the fairy tale guild in this world. Makarov Kigzuan's great speech. The anger in the heart is burning with anger and can't wait to tear the enemy to pieces immediately. La la la, Artilda. Come on. The guild was very lively, and countless people were roaring. Dino, come up and tell me what you think. Seeing that he had mobilized everyone's courage, Makarov ordered Dino, and decided to give him the command of this battle. Dino nodded. Stepping up, he took a deep breath and swept over everyone in the guild. The most dangerous thing in the Albarez Empire is the 12th shield of the Holy Protector. Their strength has the combat power of the 10 great demonic paths. I hope that after the battle begins, everyone will not fight alone. Your purpose is to delay time. This time, the most powerful ones in the battle should be Akulokya and Zeref. The strength of these two people is absolutely beyond imagination, especially when the black dragon Akulokya is seriously injured. It is likely to join forces with Zeref. The two of them should be targeting me. But just leave these two to me. Your task is to delay time until I defeat them or be defeated by them. There is a lack of strength in this war, and our guild's own strength will definitely not work. So, Dino conducts pre-war mobilization. Analyze everyone with 12 shields of the Guardian. Points and shortcomings are clearly stated. And finally leave the stage respectfully. Leave the rest of the time to President Makarov. Chapter 180, Spike. War is the cruelest. The declaration of war by the Albarez Empire forced the Kingdom of Fort to fight. Many guilds were immediately mobilized and divided into 4 parts to guard the kingdom in 4 directions. Among them, Fairy Tail sent out a powerful main force. Over the sea, Dino hovers in the air, waiting for Akulokya and Zeref to arrive. In this battle, he only needs to destroy the 2 main forces of the enemy. Time passes little by little. After the sky darkened, the motorboat that looked in the distance came from the sky, and at the front were 5 figures suspended in the air. The goals of the 5 figures were very clear. Quickly came to 793 to Dino's body, watching Dino posing for battle vigilantly. August, Irene Bell Syrian, Celine the God, Demaria Yester, and Larkade. I didn't expect Zeref to send you here to die. Dino scanned the 5 people in front of him and read their names directly. These people may be very secretive, but Dino knows their every move. It's really arrogant. I hope you won't make a scream when you die. I heard that your strength is stronger than that of the black dragon Akulokya. Let's try it if it's true or false. Interesting, really fun. Death is your real destination. Let us send you to heaven. Admit defeat. You can't do it. The 5 confronted Dino, and the floating craft behind them flew past them towards the city of Magnolia. The 5 people in front of them can also be regarded as the cards in the 12 shields of the Guardian. If they go up together, their strength is also quite powerful. I am afraid they can fight a dozen against the black dragon Akulokya. Stop talking nonsense. Come on and let me tear you apart. Dino disagrees. Not to mention the 5 of them. Even if there are 5 more people, they can't be Dieter's opponents. So there is no need to worry about them at all. The gap in time. As soon as the voice fell, Demaria immediately used his time magic. Instantly pauses time and space. Holding the broadsword in his hand, he charged towards Dino as a savage bull. The blade shone with cold light, enough to pierce the enemy's body with a single sword. However, Dino's palm swayed gently, holding the tip of the sword with 2 fingers. How is it possible? How is it possible for you to be active in my time? Demaria was startled, and withdrew her sharp sword and was about to leave Dino's side, but she couldn't make any further progress. A piece of cake. Dino disagreed, and of course he could do time magic. The seemingly invincible pause time is just that for him, so he can break it easily. No, I don't believe it. Demaria couldn't accept it. and her magical power was surging like crazy. The hair stood on end and was constantly being blown up. Except God's soul Chronos, an even more terrifying and powerful magic burst out from her, making the originally paused time even more solidified. In this way, it is impossible to be broken in 10 minutes. Interesting. Dino raised his eyebrows, looked at the features slowly blowing from her body, and smiled. Demaria has black and white patterns on her body, and those patterns are full of weirdness and mystery. It feels like a terrifying rune to others. Go to hell. Demaria roared, raised her finger and manipulated time again to crush Dino directly. The profound truth of destroying God. The cloud of heaven's destiny. Dino raised his palm. The palm of the hand is aligned with Demaria, and a black tornado is formed in the hand. Contains an ominous aura. How can the magic of the gods be destroyed? Demaria panicked. She really didn't expect Dino to be able to destroy the magic, especially in this state. She is completely a living target. Must evacuate immediately. I can't die. Demaria roared, turned around and stretched out a hand and waved to open a black vortex and drilled into it. By now, bright. The black tornado was as fast and fierce as a downhill tiger, opening its bloody mouth and biting Demaria, who was about to flee. Demaria's body was constantly corroded by that mouthful. That is the power that can hurt God. The power is very powerful, even so powerful that it is impossible to resist. Hilda. No, I absolutely cannot die, absolutely not. Demaria's tragic exclamation echoed through the pause time. The black tornado tore her body mercilessly. The body that represented the soul of God continued to dim, and finally turned into a ray of light and shattered. Peng. The time pause disappears. The 4 remaining people on the opposite side immediately saw Demaria lying in midair, and instantly realized that Demaria had failed. Awesome. This guy Demaria is arrogant to use time magic, and he was killed in the end. It's really shameful. It's not a shame that he is a guy who is more terrifying than the Black Dragon. The few people on the other side were stunned. They were completely shocked by Dino's strength. After all, the power of this kind of power is really frightening. Then you are left. Dino disagreed, reaching out and waving Demaria's corpse to fly out. At the same time rush out at the speed of sonic boom. In an instant, he came to the front of the 4 people, and his hands were like wolf claws, tearing them apart. Stab, stab tilde. Blood sprayed out, and bloodstains leaked from Larcade and Celine the Thunder. Chapter 181, Kill 4 Guardians and 12 Shields. Kill again. Irene and Auguste were stunned by the strength Dino showed. The speed and power are beyond imagination. It is simply a strength they have never imagined. Even they had to admit to being a little scared. Do you still want to die? Dino glanced coldly at Irene's and Auguste. For him, only Akulokya and Zeref can hurt him, and the others are not enough. Roar. Irene growled. The body suddenly became huge, showing the dragon body. The tall and terrifying body will fly in the air, and that huge figure gives people an unprecedented sense of oppression. Darkness possessed. Not to be outdone, Auguste's terrifying magic was venting wildly. His body was shrouded in darkness, his skin turned black, and some white stripes appeared at the same time. Her hair stood upside down and swayed in the air because of the terrifying magic power. It exudes a terrifying deterrent. Ridiculous. Dragon transformation. Flame Dragon King. Dino sneered. His body also instantly turned into the red dragon full of oppression. Those wings cut through the air and fought towards the virtuous dragon that Irene transformed into, and the 2 dragons scuffled together in an instant. Current spur. Slow. Auguste also immediately joined the fray. One after another magic was used to appear, and the sea on the ground was stirred up by layers of waves from this battle. Terrifying magic powers are intertwined. Let everyone feel that it is a bloody battle here. Inside the Fairy Tale Guild, everyone can clearly feel this terrifying magic. There are at least 2 guardians of the 12 shields fighting against Dino, and they are very powerful. This shows that the number of the 12 shields in other directions will not be many. This is our chance. The first-generation President Mavis analyzed the battle situation. But even so, she just said that they will win this war. Zeref and Akulokya have not yet appeared. Now just believe in Dino. I believe that he can resist those powerful enemies, and we must be alert to attacks from other directions. The original Mavis continued. The layout of the battle situation was quickly carried out, and the people of the guild were scattered to find the enemy. Guard several directions to defend against the enemy. A series of orders were issued. The entire guild is overloaded, and all members are doing their best for a better life. They left the guild in multiple teams and rushed in other directions. Bang! On the sea, Irene and Auguste are out of breath. The faces of the 2 people are full of ugly. They have never seen such a difficult opponent. Can't even say it's tough. But despair. No attack, no magic could hurt him one bit. Look at 2 more people. Irene's body is covered in scratches. The pure white body was stained red by a lot of blood, and everything seemed so healing. Although she hasn't fallen yet, but also run out of oil. Looking back at Auguste, the staff in the tattered robe was completely crushed. His strength has also been dropped again and again. It is impossible to continue fighting. It is a dead end and a useless war. Roar. The roar of the flame dragon. Breath spit. A fiery dragon breath shot out instantly. That sound barrier-like speed immediately penetrated Irene's dragon body, making her too late to react. Puff tilde. Irene is in severe pain. A large hole was pierced through her abdomen, and her body could not continue to hold. Reincarnated in human form, covering the belly that was constantly flowing with blood, he fell into the sea. Irene. August's pupils are restrained. The scalp was numb and felt a deep despair. It turned out that this Dino didn't plan to fight them seriously at the beginning. Everything before was just playing casually. It was so terrifying. It's a pity that the double walls of Albarez have just fallen. Dino's body changed again. There was no emotion in his eyes, even though he knew that Irene was Urza's biological mother. But since they are on the hostile side, there is no so-called pity. All for their own loyalty. The sorcerer August, your name is like thunder. Although I don't live in the Albarez Empire, I am very impressed with you. It's a pity that you are still an enemy after all. Since it is an enemy, it should be killed. So come on, take out your most terrifying moves and let me see your true power. Dino said. More powerful and terrifying magic blooms. Breath surging. There is a kind of momentum that will destroy the world. Alright, let me give you destruction and destroy you with my own power. August muttered to himself. The magic power on him was suddenly withdrawn, and he opened his mouth to sing some magic. Arusmasa, right? Dino sneered. At that moment, August, who was singing magic, froze. He looked at Dino in horror, not understanding why his magic would be known to him. How could such a thing be possible? Chapter 182, The Final Form, God Dino. End of the book. Continue. Dino urged, but August couldn't continue. Now that he knows his unique trick, let him continue to sing, which shows that he has absolute strength to resist his magic. Continuing to sing is nothing more than sacrificing yourself. It may not even be able to take any enemy away, so it is somewhat self-destructive idiot behavior. Since you don't continue, then go to die. Dino was too lazy to continue dawdling with him, seeing that he did not intend to continue. The figure took the afterimage and rushed forward instantly. August also quickly raised his arms to block in front of him. Woolen cloth. Huge arm pain. August felt his arms being violently opened, and the neutral gear in front of him widened. Stab tilde. Huge pain hit. August looked at the body. A sharp claw covered with black scales pierced through the heart. Blood stained the robes. The body is constantly losing physical strength. He could clearly feel that the life that belonged to him was constantly disappearing. Death was so close to him for the first time. Goodbye, Albarez's double wall. The sorcerer August. Draw hands. Dino's figure flickered back. That August raised his arm, as if trying to grab something. But in the end it was to no avail. Puff. Fall into the sea. Like Irene, August fell into the sea, and the depths of the sea were unknown. Zeref, Akulokya, it's time for you two to come out. Dino murmured softly. In the sky ahead, two figures slowly floated over. They are the black mage Zeref, and the human form of the black dragon Akulokya. Sure enough, we join forces. It seems that you all knows that fighting alone is not my opponent. Dino laughed. What he is most looking forward to is to resist these two big bosses, and finally wait until this moment. As for the fight, to be honest, Dino was never worried because he still had a trick he hadn't used. That kind of trick is enough for him to kill these two people. Dino, respect to you. So you will fall here today. I will definitely tear you apart. I am the real king of dragons. All dragons are damned. You are no exception. Akulokya and Zeref hold the flag high. Exudes the most extreme hostility towards Dino, especially the former's gaze wishing to devour Dino alive. What? Stop talking nonsense. Let's get started. Dino disagrees. Fully liberate the magic of terror in the body. The same is true for Akulokya and Zeref, and the two of them also unleash the most extreme power. The sky is hanging by a dark cloud's edge shrouded. The sea overturned the tsunami, and if you look closely, you can see that the space in the air is cracked. The earth cracked. Houses in the city keep collapsing. Everything is as terrifying as the end of the world, and the continent is about to be shaken to pieces. The atmosphere, the earth, and all things are timid. Boom. The battle begins. The three figures on the sea became invisible and collided continuously in the air. You come to me and release the terrifying power. Every collision leads to more terrifying gaps in the space, enough to devour the horror of people. Below, enemies, companions, allies and allies. Everyone stopped fighting and cast their eyes on Dino's battle scene. Although they could not see the whereabouts of the three figures, but the occasional sonic boom was enough to show how fierce the battle was, and everyone was sweating for themselves. Rub your fists and cheer for your comrades inwardly. They waited for the battle to end. This time, the battle is about to swear a new era. In the end, Albarez will completely smash the Fairy Tail Guild and rule the continent. All Fairy Tail, as always, has become the strongest guild in an entire continent. All fame and reputation will be revealed after this battle. Boom boom tilde. Space is fragmented. After the battle of the three, they reappeared. Dino looked at the two enemies silently, with a smile on the corner of his mouth. The boiling magic power whispered in the body. It's amazing. I didn't expect the two of you to cooperate so well in such a short period of time. It's a lot harder than I thought. Dino smiled. Fighting against Akulokya and Zeref alone? No one can believe this kind of thing, but it is so realistic. And opposite, the faces of the two were also very ugly. It's amazing to be able to grow to this level in just a few short years. You are really amazing. I am the Dragon King. Zeref sighed. To be honest, he was quite shocked. According to his observation and understanding, Dino was only in his 20s. To have such a terrifying magic power is simply unprecedented, even more powerful than Mavis. One person has been here since ancient times, and Akulokya's breath is even more violent. As the spokesman of destruction, he absolutely cannot accept the appearance of such a terrifying guy. His destiny is to destroy one era after another. Now, in order to destroy, he still needs to join hands with others, which is really a shame for him as the Dragon King. It's time for this boring battle to end. Dino sighed. Looking at the surrounding environment, there are space cracks all around. If he fights again, this world will be destroyed. This is not a scene he wants to see. Zeref took a deep breath. The power is rising, preparing for the final battle. Roar. And Magnolia shows the huge black dragon body to completely destroy Dino. He also intends to go all out. Eternal magic, eternal body, eternal power. Zeref, I will show you the infinite magic of the fairy heart that you are after. The strongest posture, God middle. Dino. La. The sky burst into pure white light. The space cracks were slowly healed, and a magic power compatible with the world and the earth appeared. A white clover mark slowly appeared in the center of Dino's forehead. The clothes on the body burst, and a white holy power poured into the body, forming a clothes that showed a magic drama. A solid color magic wand appeared in front of him. At the top, a crystal ball containing infinite time and space and magic power is set on it. Dino's power disappeared. You can't feel any magic power, but you can feel a terrifying majesty wherever you stand. This is holy power. How could my power is disappearing. Akulokya was terrified. The magic in his body was slowly disappearing, and he felt endless fear. And Zeref is even more troublesome. The inextinguishable attribute in the body was constantly weakened, and he felt his power decline. Old age is slowly appearing. His face was wrinkled and his body was aging. This is the power of God. The immortality cursed by God in your body is easy for me now. I have become a god. This the only true god of the world. Your immortality is destroyed by me. You can be reincarnated and left this world. Dino's brain is flooded with countless memories. Those memories are older than the age of dragons 400 years ago, the age of gods thousands or even tens of thousands of years ago. And he is the only true god. The original Mavis. Surrounded by Dino, Mavis' figure appeared in front of him. God's curse is destroyed by me. You two leave. This world should not have the power of God. A holy light enveloped the two of them. Their figures were slowly disappearing, and both of them had smiles on their faces. That is a happy smile. Thanks. Peng. The two turned into particles of light, Zalnyuhao, and disappeared in front of them. That Magnolia turned and ran, but it was impossible for him to escape from here now. It was also quickly destroyed by the god Dino. He turned his head and looked in the direction of the Fairy Tale Guild. Sorry, our president. My power is too strong to exist in this world, so I have to leave. God Dino's face filled with regret. How he wanted to stay in the Fairy Tale Guild and live a good life with everyone. Pity. This world does not allow him to come. It's okay. Even if you leave, you will always be the wizard of fairy tale, and we will always remember you. Makarov smiled lovingly. And Urza and other women all longed to look at the god Dino in the sky. Hey play. I'm gone. And I'll find a way to rejoin the guild when I find a way. Maybe it's reincarnation. Maybe it's memory. I think it would be nice to be called Dieter. God Dino took a breath. He couldn't take women like Urza away, because their strength is not enough to follow him to leave. They can only regretfully leave them behind. Be able to join the Fairy Tale Guild. Really, that's great. End of the book.